Our world is shaped by an Orwellian weapon of misinformation, torture, and control that is likely made possible by a very powerful AI that has mapped out the human brain. There are some people that have some way to violate human minds, and they have misused this to alter the emotional intensity, the sexual arousal, and the feelings of anxiety and fear in a victim's life. Victims are unaware that they are under control until it is too late. I suspect in most cases they use this ability to simply sleep with underage girls or get women that would not normally want them. But when all of their manipulation finally catches up with them and their victims begin to suspect that something is wrong, these vile degenerates begin a campaign of control both of the victim's mind and the circumstances around them to attempt to hide their crimes against the victim. The people that do this rewrite reality to create a false narrative that is precipitated on the fact that their victims are unaware that human brains are not impervious to violation. There are hidden stalkers and torturers that enact this abuse on unsuspecting victims by both controlling the victim themselves in an imperceptible way and hijacking the brains of the people around them like avatars. This is how they get away with physical abuse, sexual abuse, torture, and more. Then in the aftermath, these same inhuman scumbags create an environment that reinforces a false narrative to the hapless victims, that this is somehow their fault, that this is some kind of punishment or retribution, that this is some kind of joke. The truth is what these people have done to me alone would warrant the death penalty in many countries. I have been drugged, I have been physically assaulted, I was sexually groped by these people when I was an underage girl, I was psychologically tortured as a child, sexually groomed. I suspect that I was raped in my sleep twice, perhaps more when I was an underage girl, but the rape kit was not processed or they discarded it. No matter how they attempt to make light of this situation, it does not change the fact that they had a hand in the lifelong torture of human beings. These creatures know their actions are illegal because they prevent the victims from making police reports. Instead, these monsters manipulate a victim in secret and attempt to make their lives as hellish as possible in the aftermath. The world they create is the same as giving Jeffrey Epstein carte blanche to make judgments on cases of pedophilia and then giving him the ability to design the prison of the victim. They will always find in favor of the abusers and sentence the victims to prison that is designed to torture them, and in fact these criminals use the police to harass the victims and silence them from speaking out in public. It is this way that these abusers attempt to keep their victims in line. If this does not work, they create a gaslighting hellscape for their victims to experience, and like a video game character in a hacked online server, they cannot escape their stalkers, because all of it is done via hijacking the cognition of the people around the victim remotely. The way that these creatures interact with their victims is similar to the phrase, "Those that live in glass houses should not throw stones." The victim is living in a glass house, but the people looking into their houses are criminals, pedophiles, abusers, sexual predators, stalkers, hackers, and ultimately have the ability to control both their victims' actions and the people around their victims. The reason they keep tabs on their victims, beyond their own sexual gratification and the creation of child pornography or illegal revenge porn on unsuspecting people, is to attempt to dig up dirt on their victims to prevent them from speaking out when they are subjected to crimes that violate their human rights and to attempt to use any information to torture their victims. If nothing is discovered, they will take a page from organizations that manufacture scandal to villainize groups they are attempting to discredit and simply create controversy in the lives of their victims. Things that cause fear, revulsion, sadness, or anger will be weaponized against the hapless victims. In this way, they psychologically torture human beings and likely have been the direct cause of pushing their victims to suicide or murder. To attempt to run away from this is like attempting to run away from a cell phone signal. The innocent victims are terrorized constantly, and the people doing it will attempt to villainize their victims. But like when pedophiles claim to children the child is being hurt because they did something wrong, it is lies from criminals and the torturers of children in order to both make themselves feel better about their own evil and to convince the targeted people that they deserve the evil they are subjected to. Do not ever fall for the backwards world of these monsters. Do not let them ever convince you they are morally right. Do not ever let them convince you they are the normal ones and you are abnormal. Do not let your mind, heart, and spirit internalize the poison from these vile animals. Instead, let the persecution you face be your proof of your own internal strength and integrity. Let every action against you make you more noble than any martyr that ever lived. These cretins will gaslight you to believe the entire world is against you. Yet let their clumsy, fumbling gaslighting illustrate to you that they are merely one droplet in a sea of scumbags that willingly turn humans' lives into hell, and you are more rare and valuable than all of these creatures. Be proud you saw through the manipulation, the gaslighting, and the nefarious control they had in your life.